Welcome to Unit 2 of EDSE 510. Wonderful job getting started this past week. It's been really great to get to know everybody a little bit via the discussion boards and understand where you all are coming from and what your goals are for the course and in the field in general. I'm going to take a quick look here at Unit 2. So while you saw last week that Unit 1 was a two-part unit, you will notice that Unit 2 has only one part, and that makes things a little bit simpler. Unit 2 is an opportunity to review many different resources. We'll be talking about a couple topics. One of the major focus areas for this unit is the idea of response to intervention. You'll hear as RTI, or multi-tiered system of supports, which is MTSS, and the two often will be spoken about together. So we'll first take a look at the course schedule. Here we are for Unit 2. You can see that we have two different assignment or submission requirements for this unit. You've got your assigned reading here. We're looking at another discussion board this week, and that will fall under the same requirements for discussions that we had last week. This is a one-week unit, so once again, those are highlighted here. You're going to be looking for that text or external resource citation as well to support your statements. So we will have a discussion board, and we'll take a look at that discussion prompt here in a little bit. We also have an assignment due, and that is due Sunday, the final day of the unit at 11:59 p.m. And that assignment is the article review. So we'll take a look at that here as well, make sure that everybody is clear. I'll pull this up in Canvas. You can see here also a hint, planning ahead for completing your interview assignment. Keep in mind, go into your syllabus. Scrolling down, you can find information about the interview assignment here. You can also find extensive information under assignments. And you'll just be pulling up the interview assignment here. So take a look at that. I want to make sure that it doesn't become a last minute thing, because that'll take away from the purpose of really reflecting and taking your time on this. For Unit 2, you'll see here is our outline, assigned reading. I did add reading pages here for the 5th edition, if that's the Yale text that you've purchased. And then you'll go along with these chapters and this chapter in Turnbull. And as you go, you will see many different resources here. So we're not going to talk through each one because they are lengthy, but please be aware that this unit is a great opportunity for you to get more familiar with legal research and with case law, helping us to understand what exactly is going on. And with the legal component of special education, this will help you to prepare for the You Be the Judge assignment, which will also come up later in the course. So please do take a look at all of the resources here and review the ideas of case law. And there is also optional reading here. I would encourage you to at least just take a look at it. Let me know if anybody has any issues or concerns about any of these documents. And then you'll see here that we're moving on to the focus on MTSS. We do have resources from the Colorado Department of Education, and those are video resources as well as website resources that will help us to understand better RTI and MTSS. See a lot of different information here, and the videos should all have closed caption enabled. Please let me know if you have any issues or concerns about closed captioning in those videos. There's a module here that you can complete. It's called the IRIS module. And there's just a couple different activities that can help to connect different ideas together and help everybody to grasp these topics a little bit more. Additional visuals about response to intervention here, and also the focus on the difference between response to intervention and MTSS can be found here. It's very important. So you can see a very lengthy list here, ways that MTSS is different from RTI. Please be sure to take a look at this. It's valuable to know the difference between the two, as they often are used together, and some people might even use them interchangeably. You'll see another guidance link here from the Colorado Department of Education. Additional resources. These are videos from the UNC library about research. If you want to take a look at those, several different videos on YouTube. And now is where we come to the assignment for the week. You can, I'll open this separately. Take a look at an example. This may be helpful. Introduction, design, you can see that there are several different sections here as this student reviews an article. So feel free to take a look. You've got the reference down here and the bolded headings to make clear each section. You will be writing an APA 6th edition format for this article review. So this may be helpful. If you look at these little purple comments, you can see which parts of this paper have made it into a very valuable and helpful example. And here in the assignment description, we can see that the article review is worth 40 points. So you are going to want to find one research article from a professional journal. This does need to be a study, a research study. If you have an issue or concern with an article or you're not finding one, please let me know. You will want to use the UNC library. And the videos that we just took a look at with the link previous to this page may be helpful if you're struggling to find an article. So you can take a look here, summon, you can say special education and social emotional learning, for instance. That is just an example, not something that would necessarily be relevant for this assignment. I'm just showing here, we've got articles. We're going to want to click on scholarly and peer review. And we're also going to want to click on journal article just to make sure that we are getting results that are relevant. Last 5 years. This can help us to find articles that fit into the filter. So please do use that UNC library. It's a very valuable resource. And that's just an example of how we might look for an article. But looking at the assignment, we really do need a research article. So when you search, please do find a study that compares students with and without identified disabilities in the past 5 years. You want to take a look at an intervention, perhaps some kind of teaching strategy, other kind of evaluation or assessment of functioning. The sky's really the limit here, but you just want to find something that is a study comparing students with and without disabilities. Please let me know if you have questions on this, but there are many, many options out there. Even within the past 5 years, there should be plenty. So it should be a good opportunity for you to look through some current research and see if you can find anything that interests you. So you are looking for one that describes an intervention, some kind of strategy or program put into place to support the students with disabilities or students with IEPs in the school setting. You don't want to look for a book review or something that is a meta-analysis, reviewing a lot of different studies. You just want to pick one, taking a look at an intervention. Summarize the study of the intervention. Quantitative, focused on data and numbers for collection. Qualitative, more focused on interviewing, a case study, or a single subject design. The majority of these probably will be quantitative, but feel free to reach out if you're not sure. And then you're going to want to bring this back to the concept of your interview assignment. So this is why it's so important to review that interview assignment expectation and rubric and make sure that you're getting ready on that. So for example, if you're interviewing the parent of a child with autism, then you might try to find an article that addresses autism. If the child struggles with behavioral concerns, you may want to find an article addressing behaviors for students with autism, something of that nature. Just anything that's relevant to what you hope to do for the interview assignment. You'll include a discussion and further directions for research. And you will see a couple different resources if you need any help with the research component. But down below, we're looking at all of the different sections that you will need. And when you take a look at this sample paper, that'll help you to keep all of that in mind as well. Limitations of the study. What could they have done differently or better? Would it have been better to have more students evaluated? Better to have students from rural, urban, and suburban areas? Better to have students at different grade levels? What could help us to understand and get a bigger, better picture of the intervention and its effectiveness? Then you'll connect to your interview, and you're definitely going to want to also include your personal reactions to the article, ideas for follow-up research. It will be wonderful if you can include all of these sections in the example. Those are pretty important, so feel free to use that as a guideline for yourself as you go. Okay, and you'll see the rubric here. You're looking at 3 to 5 pages. So you can address each topic, and that's a guideline for length. So you'll see there in the rubric. Now, next, after the article review, we'll see our discussion. And again, same concept for deadlines as last week. Do you want to share the person that you've chosen to interview? You'll not give private information or names or any actual locations just to protect the privacy, but I'm going to share the reason that you chose this person to interview. And you're going to draft your questions for the interview and post to them for your initial post. And then you'll take a look at questions that other people are sharing. And you'll want to provide some constructive feedback and support. See if anybody has any thoughts, and take a look at the suggestions that others may give to you on your questions as well. That can be a really helpful way to give feedback. And after that, you'll see that we move into Unit 3, which is the week after this one. So please do let me know if you have any questions. Welcome to Unit 2. Looking forward to working with you.